Hello everybody, welcome back to the flybmw channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I'm replacing the hydraulic fluid in my BMW X5 e70. So here is the car. So the car is 200,000 kilometers on the odometer. We've owned it for actually a bit more than 1 year, and we've never changed the hydraulic fluid in the steering mechanism of this car, in the steering rack. So this is what I will be doing here in this video now. If you can see here down inside, you'll see that there is not enough fluid. And looking at this stick, you can see that it's not even, on the minimum mark. So I've noticed this maybe about 2 weeks ago when I was doing some maintenance checks on my car, and this is where I noticed that the car is running low on hydraulic fluid. So what I did is I ordered special fluid, hydraulic fluid. This is made by Febi, okay, and it matches the specifications written on top of the reservoir, hydraulic fluid reservoir. It says that we must put only CHF11s hydraulic fluid. So ATF3 would not really work here as it did in the past. That's because, and that's what I learned on Google, that's because the car has active steering. If your car has no active steering, then it should, have regular ATF fluid. But because I'm running an active steering on this car, the BMW recommends using this fluid. So instead of going for a Pentosin, I decided to just go with the Febi. So it's basically the same thing. It's a green color, and I think it should work fine. If you ask me how I want to do that, I'm going to use the method recommended by many people who replace the liquid at home with having no special pumps and mechanisms. For this purpose, I'm going to just use this very simple, squeezer, pressure squeezer from a home shampoo. So it's empty. I will just stick it inside and keep pressing it until all the remaining of the fluid comes out. Okay, folks, so this is how this is working. So you can see the fluid inside the tank is not green anymore. Okay, look at it. It's so dirty. So my guess is that the fluid hasn't been replaced for many dozens of thousands of kilometers. So all I'm doing is I'm just squeezing this thing, and the fluid is coming out from the tank. Simple as that. So no need to go to a dealer, to do just very simple part of the maintenance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I completed removing all the old fluid from the reservoir. As a life hack, just a recommendation. You see here, I used 2 pumping mechanisms. One has, a tube of maybe 15 centimeters, maybe 20, but the second one had a bit longer. So I would recommend you use a one which is longer, because the reservoir is quite long, you see. This is all the way that I can squeeze it in. Okay, so make sure you use a longer reservoir. Second thing you can notice here is I put some towel here, because when I was pumping it outside out of the reservoir and putting the bottle, because of the pumping power, all the fluid would splash around the engine bay. Not all of it, but there would be some sparks in the fluid. That's why I put this blanket to cover the engine from this old oil. If you want to look at how much oil came out from the reservoir, this is the bottle, and this one is yet another glass. Okay, so you saw the color of the old fluid. Just for demonstration purposes, let me show you the color of the new fluid. Do you see the difference? Look at the old color and the new. This is how it was supposed to be. Now some people, you know, they want to remove all the fluid from the steering rack, and that's understandable. I mean, that totally makes sense. But to do that, you know, you have to go to a dealer, and the reason why you need to go to a dealer is because after you remove all the old fluid, you have to reinitialize, you know, the steering rack after putting the new oil, because the car has to be told that, you know, with the removal of the old oil, you know, the pressure and everything, you know, the steering, you know, the pumping mechanism, all of that has to be readjusted. So it's not that easy. Maybe on the old cars, you know, this was much simpler to be done. But with the active steering, exactly because of the active steering mechanism, you know, the reinitialization process must be done at the dealer. And no, you know, indie mechanic can do it, you know, no random mechanic can do it. So if you even unscrew the bolt on the steering rack and manage to remove all the fluid, after you put the new fluid, you have to reinitialize this. So this is what I've been told by a Bosch service dealer in Kazakhstan. He's quite knowledgeable in these things, and you know, he told me that they had several of e70s with active steering, and when they removed all the fluid, according to the technical specifications of BMW, they must reinitialize it with the computer software and stuff like that. So in order not to do all of that mess, I decided to go the soft way, and this is emptying the reservoir with the pumping mechanism and forgetting about all the remaining fluid in the system. I think that that amount of fluid, that amount of fresh fluid added on top of the old fluid will still make things better than they used to be. Right. So job finished. I put the new fluid in. Now next thing you need to do is start the engine, turn the steering wheel all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. Do it several times, and if necessary, go up, open the hood and add some extra fluid. So this is it. I hope this video was useful to you. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and have a good day. Bye.